Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and today we're going to be talking about the Imperium stealing Tau technology as we get into the Kappa Mortis incident. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K lore videos every single day. If you have any suggestions for topics, please let me know what they are in the comment section below. And if you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It is because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support us. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Kappa Mortis incident. Since the early days of the Great Crusade, the Imperium of Man has come across hundreds of intelligent xenospecies, and they have all been systematically eradicated with the exception of very few. Those alien species that prove stubbornly resilient against the forces of the Imperium, humanity relies on their strongest warriors, the Space Marines, to handle their destruction. Such was the case during the Kappa Mortis incident. Sometime during the 41st millennium, humanity embarked on the Damocles Gulf Crusade. This was the first major military conflict between the Imperium of Man and the rapidly expanding Tau Empire. To the xenophobic Imperium, the technological and diplomatic success of the Tau Empire was a direct assault on the security of humanity in the eastern fringe of the galaxy, and so the only response to this upstart Xeno Empire was its complete annihilation. This sector-scale conflict was no easy task, as the Tau Empire proved to be a worthy opponent, defending the newly conquered territories and its core world. As the Imperium made its grueling push into the Tau core, it was suddenly forced to pull back its forces in response to a far greater threat to the Ultima Segmentum, the arrival of Tyranid High Fleet Behemoth. This sudden shift brought the Damocles Crusade to an end and left hundreds of worlds devoid of Imperial protection, leaving the Tau Empire to rapidly reconsolidate their grip on those worlds captured by the Imperium during the first stages of the Crusade. Such was the case for the far-flung world of Kappa Mortis, which had been evacuated by the Imperial military, allowing the Tau Empire to reclaim it. One of the last Imperial vessels to leave Kappa Mortis was an Aquila lander, a messenger shuttlecraft bearing captured Tau technology, bound for the laboratories of the Ordo Xenos. But before it could reach orbit, the shuttle was engaged by Tau fighters and was shot down. The shuttle crashed amongst the buildings of the now-deserted Imperial outpost of Theta 7. Its pilot activating his emergency beacon as he attempted to bring the ship down intact. The Aquila lander was wrecked, its homing beacon completely destroyed, and during its brief battle with the Tau Inceptors, the Aquila sustained serious damage to its plasma reactor system. Although the pilot managed to eject one reactor core, the second failed to release and went down with the shuttle. Both of these cores were unstable and gave off dangerous amounts of radiation. This would add an extra layer of danger to both forces involved in the incident. At the exact same time, Captain Agaman of the Ultramarine 2nd Company was en route to the realm of Ultramar. He was responding to the threat of Tyranid High Fleet Behemoth. He was the one who received the shuttlecraft's distress message, and he realized instantly that the captured Tau technology aboard the lander might prove valuable for the Imperium. He could only call upon a few warriors because of the coming battles with the Great Devourer. So he gathered a small balanced mix of various squads available to him and led a detachment to investigate the crash. Force Agaman was based around a core of 15 tactical marines, organized into a full strength, meaning 10-man squad, and a smaller combat squad of 5 Astartes. These were supported by a scout marine sniper squad, who was tasked with performing the initial sweep of the crash site before spreading out to act as sentries once the search of the wreckage was underway. Captain Agaman, accompanied by his command squad, directed the search operations, while Dreadnought Feroz, Assault Squad Venio, and a Predator acted as a mobile reserve, holding station nearby to counter any Tau move made against the search force. This plan came directly from the tenets of the Codex Astarte, penned by their Primarch Gilliman, so it was sure to work. He ordered his core force, centered on the 2 tactical squads, to perform the search of the crash site. Meanwhile, the scouts would seek high ground from which to maintain a watch on the surrounding area, and to engage any enemy that approached, pinning them while the mobile reserve elements of the force deployed to block their assault. Facing the Ultramarines' force was a small detachment of Tau fire warriors drawn from the race's Sept of Tau. Their commander was a newly promoted Chas El, whose name translated into Low Gothic was Nightwind. His orders were simple: recover the items stolen by the humans, or at the very least, deny the warlike Imperium its prize at all cost. Nightwind's compact force, led by Nightwind himself, was perfectly balanced to intercept the enemy at the site of the shuttle's crash. Detachment Nightwind was comprised of a 12-warrior team of Devilfish-mounted fire warriors, with a second 6-warrior-strong unit in support. Additional mobile firepower was provided by a Hammerhead gunship and 3 Piranha light skimmers. Lastly, an XV-25 stealth suit team led by Shah Vray Kaileth provided the detachment's reconnaissance force. It was they who located the crash site first and directed the rest of the detachment to their objective. Commander Nightwind made use of a sophisticated sensor array issued by the Earthcast and built into the battlesuit's head to help him locate the stolen Tau technology. When the crash site was found, Nightwind ordered the stealth team to engage the Imperials while their forces raced to the scene. Nightwind knew that he was asking the warriors to tackle a larger and more powerful foe, but he could not risk the enemy escaping. Such was the way for the greater good. The battle that followed was short but extremely bloody. The Tau ambushed the Ultramarine force as they directed the search of the crash site. The Ultramarines repulsed the attack, though Agaman was wounded during the action. Crucially, Agaman's force recovered a single item of Tau technology, the helmet from an XV-15 stealth suit. This forced the Tau Earthcast to accelerate the development of a new stealth suit, rushing the single-weapon XV-25 stealth suit into service ahead of the harder-to-produce but more advanced XV-22 stealth suit they hoped to introduce en masse to the Tau Firecast. And those were 40 facts on the Kappa Mortis incident. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it shed some light onto how the Imperium actually sees alien technology. Most people believe that the xenophobic Imperium won't even touch xenotechnology. That's not true. But thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.